a constituent actually brought this issue to me, and I told him when he brought the issue that I was not positive to the Convention of States idea, but that I promised him I would study it and get back to him. So as I studied the Convention of States idea, the more I studied, the more I was intrigued. The more I studied, the more I looked at it. I looked at the opponents' arguments from people you hear from today, the John Birch Society. I studied their arguments. I studied other arguments. I read footnotes in books that I read. I read Harvard Law Reviews and Florida Law Reviews of all the history of the conventions of states in America. I looked at every single of the 30 or so conventions of states in the United States in our founding era, see what they said, what their commissions were, what their instructions were, and what they did. And I had an epiphany during that search, and the epiphany was this. I've been involved in the legislature for 16 years. 8 of them I served in the House. The next 8 I took a very active interest in what was going on. And as a state legislator and as a conservative, I have pushed back against federal overreach and against federal deficit spending, which we vicariously spend about half of our budget in Montana on. And I pushed back. And the epiphany was that Article 5, the Convention of States, the Convention for proposing amendments, is our state's legislatures, our opportunity to have a serious impact on what happens in Washington. I don't have to go to Washington. We in this committee hearing have the power and the ability, along with other states in this country, to say to Washington, enough. Through Article 5, the founders gave us a tool to push back, and if we don't, we are culpable and complicit in what happens in Washington. So with that, members of the committee, I'm going to leave you with Article 5. I gave you all a constitution that you can open up and read it, because some of us don't. And the people behind me are going to be proponents, and they are going to share with you their deep conviction that this is the peaceful, constitutional, well-thought-out solution to the serious issues that create a delicate and critical situation in our nation. Mr. Chair.
I'm here live in Philadelphia at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. When you hear the phrase lives, fortunes, and sacred honor, these are the folks we should think of, those who anonymously gave their lives. Well, today you have a chance to volunteer. You need to volunteer for conventionofstates.com, the movement that's going to save the country. These folks are willing to step up and give everything. We need you to give just a little bit. Go to conventionofstates.com and volunteer today.